Hello everyone. Let's discuss this question that is based on best Lewis structure. What is the formal charge of sulfur in sulfur trioxide is? We have to write down the best Lewis structure first before we calculate the formal charge. To write the best Lewis structure, we need to know the total number of valence electrons. Sulfur atomic number is 16. Therefore, the electronic configuration is neon that has 10 electrons and then 3s2 3p4. We have 6 valence electrons in sulfur. Oxygen atomic number is 8. Therefore, the electronic configuration is helium, that is the 1s2 core, and then 2s2 2p4. Here also we have 6 valence electrons. Both oxygen as well as sulfur belongs to the same group. We have 3 oxygen atoms. So therefore 3 times 6, that is equal to 18, and 1 sulfur atom, therefore 1 times 6, that is equal to 6. Therefore together we have 24 valence electrons. Using 24 valence electrons, let us write the best Lewis structure for sulfur trioxide. As we all know, sulfur atom comes at the center because sulfur is less electronegative compared to oxygen. And then let's make one bond pair with each oxygen atom. That means 2 electrons. Now total we have 24 valence electrons. So far we have utilized 6 valence electrons. Still we have 18 valence electrons. Therefore, let's put 3 lone pairs around each oxygen. If we do that, then we have accounted for all the 24 valence electrons, isn't it? But we have octet configuration only around oxygen, not around sulfur. Around sulfur, we have only 6 electrons. Therefore, this is not the best Lewis structure, isn't it? Sulfur is a period 3 element, which means it can accept more than 8 electrons. We can have expanded octet configuration. So therefore, if you calculate the formal charge at this stage, you will obviously get it wrong, which we shouldn't do. Which means, let's bring one lone pair each from each oxygen to the bond pair so that we can get the best Lewis structure. Because if we calculate the formal charge now, what will happen is we would get plus 3 as the formal charge. We know that formal charge is equal to number of valence electrons in the atom minus number of lone pairs of electrons in the molecule minus number of bond pairs of electrons by 2. So therefore for sulfur it would be 6 minus no lone pairs minus we have how many bonds without sending the lone pair to the bond pair. We have only 3 bonds, isn't it? So this is the structure we wrote. If we are calculating the formal charge using this structure, then what would happen? We would get plus 3 obviously, because we have 3 bond pairs, that means 6 electrons, so 6 by 2, which means 6 minus 3, and that is equal to plus 3. That is a wrong answer. And for each oxygen atom, we would get minus 1. Net charge is becoming 0, but still this is not correct. In the best Lewis structure, the formal charges should always be close to 0. Therefore, if we are bringing one bond pair from the lone pair, then we can write the structure this way. Isn't it? So now if we calculate the formal charge for sulfur, we would get 0 as the answer, because 6 minus 0 minus we have 6 bonds, therefore 12 by 2. Therefore formal charge for sulfur is 0. Formal charge for oxygen also we would get it as 0, because for oxygen it would be 6 minus, we have 2 lone pairs, so therefore 4 minus, we have 2 bonds, therefore 4 by 2, which means 2 minus 2, and that is equal to 0. For a neutral molecule, if we sum up all the formal charges, we should get 0. Now you might think like, why can't we write a structure like this? Bringing only one lone pair to the bond pair. In that case, what will happen? If we write the Lewis structure this way, then we would get plus 2 as the formal charge for sulfur, and then minus 1 for this oxygen, minus 1 for this oxygen, and 0 for this oxygen. This is also incorrect, isn't it? Because for all atoms, we should get formal charges close to 0. Now let me show the quiz results. Only 23% of the students picked the correct answer. Many students picked plus 6 as the correct answer. I think they got confused between oxidation state and formal charge. And then whoever picked plus 3 or plus 2, they wrote the Lewis structure, but they have a confusion which one is best. This is the reason I am repeatedly saying that you need to have a solid understanding of Lewis structure and formal charges, because otherwise for most of the chemical bonding questions you would be making mistakes. By the way, we have 12 valence electrons around sulfur, isn't it? Which means expanded octet configuration is possible. Why it is possible? Because sulfur belongs to period 3. This means it has access to empty 3d orbitals. That's why expanded octet configuration is possible.